Warm up, so we are warm, right? I know it's bright and early Monday morning, and absolutely no one likes Monday morning. That's fine. But I want to thank you all for being at this training. So tell me, why are you all here? To learn about what?
Sexual health for children, youth, women.
To learn about sexual health for children, youth, women, okay. And, but all you big? Plenty all you had children already. It's what?
Make a difference.
Why do you need it to make a difference?
Generation to come, the youth, to educate them, to help them move through their stuff.
Generation to come to help them through, and I'm watching I'm watching the facilitators in the back, and I'm seeing them smiling. By the way, facilitators, you want to raise your hands? They fit in so nicely in the back. You probably didn't realize who they were back there. How many of you, and I am going to do this really quickly because I need to run off to somewhere else. I usually do healthy sexuality training with young people, adults, whatever. And the first thing I ask them is whether they've ever been told that sex is supposed to be enjoyable. So I'm going to ask you, as big people, how many of you all have actually ever been told that sex is supposed to be enjoyable? Put up your hand. Put up your hand. So no. I'm hearing people saying that they figured it out. But that is not what I asked. I asked how many of you all have ever been told that sex is supposed to be enjoyable. There's a difference. So answer that question. And this is why we're here. And this is the answer to the question of why the next, 2 or 3 days? So we're actually having 2 different sets of training. The first set, and I will allow the UNFPA and they to do their thing. But the first set deals with comprehensive sexual education, and the second set deals with management of shelters and so forth. So we kind of agreed to do it a little differently, to split up the groups of people who are in the different sessions because the topic is different and because we needed to ensure that we had the right audience for the topic that we are collaborating on to ensure that you understand. But yeah, going back to the question. Now, I usually start with sex is supposed to be enjoyable, and we usually end the session with exactly that. Sex is supposed to be enjoyable, which means that all of the things that you do before and after and in between and getting to, it's supposed to start with this understanding that it's supposed to be enjoyable. And it's supposed to end with the understanding that it's supposed to be enjoyable. And everything that happens in between needs to get you to enjoyable sex. Which means that if other things are happening, and we'll talk about, the circles of sexuality and all of those things that goes into what makes or what removes enjoyment from sex, then you probably shouldn't be doing it if it's not enjoyable. Now, I have gotten into trouble for saying this to married women and married people in groups because the husband and wife then turn to each other and is like, we're in trouble. We have some problem here today. Because I just tell you not to have sex with your husband or your wife. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm getting to the point that this is why we are here, because we need people like you to be able to give the information to younger people so that they understand that sex is supposed to be enjoyable. And it will, if we think about it like that, we would probably get more young people, because I know a lot of us come from the background of abstinence. And we will probably get more young people to abstain for longer if we come to it from that perspective, that if you need to hide in the bush, you probably shouldn't be doing it, because while you're hiding in the bush and the grass scratching your soul, is it really enjoyable? No, unless you like that kind of stuff. Huh? Ah. And there's some on the other side saying, oh my God, what is she talking about? But I just wanted to come here for 2 seconds to say thank you to UNFPA for ensuring that this kind of training happens. Thank you to those of you who are staff at the division and other social protection, and I'm going to use that term very broadly, employees, whether at the division or at other agencies. And I'm hoping that when we get this information and when we get over some of our own angst and our own about sex, that we would be in a better position to truly pass that information on to individuals who need the information. They need accurate information, they need correct information, and you will now be able to be the conduit for that. All right? So yes, it's Monday morning. No one wants to be at a training on a Monday morning, but here we are, and we are going to enjoy it, and we are going to have fun, and we are going to ask all the difficult questions. And at this point, I would say thank you all so much for what you will gain, and thank you in advance for using it in the future so that we could ensure that we have healthy young people. All right, thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, Dr. Faith. Always have a very unique way of